everybody in YouTube land, in Facebook land, or any other land you're at. Welcome to Lighting the Way with Granny Rocks.
Well, Granny raps and rocks.
The show is... I can't seem to speak English tonight. Welcome to Lighting the Way with Granny Raps and Rocks with Beth Green. That's the thing I didn't tell you. This is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks.
And this here guy is James Maynard, otherwise known as Sweet Baby James. I'm handling the chat tonight, so please do chat with us. And Beth will respond to you directly if you're here live in person. And if not, leave a comment sometime when you're there on demand, and she will reply to your comment.
Reply. We are in great shape tonight. Well, I am so excited tonight, which is why I can't speak good English. I'm going to talk about the topic is, are we really better together? And if so, why? Or are we not really better together?
Yes, that's a very curious question.
Are we broadcasting on
YouTube?
YouTube? We
For
should
some
be.
reason, YouTube is not cooperating. I keep hitting the refresh button.
It's fresh.
Now,
there it is. It's
there it is.
cooperating.
We just needed our combined attention. Is that it?
So I'm really excited about this topic tonight because what we are facing is people who are talking about being together, better together, and people who are trying to separate us. And it's happening in real time everywhere. And we have,
Yes.
look at
Oh,
this.
we have Elizabeth here who says hi and sends a heart of love.
Hello.
And Carrie, thank you so much, Elizabeth. And Tracy says hello and sends a heart of love and caring also.
See, we're already better together.
Feel the love.
Well, there are so many astoundingly terrible and positive things happening in the world today that have to do with better together or not better together. So one of the biggest... Oh, it looks like we have another
yes,
visitor.
Catalina is here and sends a big heart of love.
Oh.
Thank you, Catalina.
Thank you, Catalina.
Back at ya.
So happy to see you all. There was a man today. I don't know if I should mention his name, but he was on one of the news stations, and he was talking about the presidential election, and he
Here
said,
in the USA.
yes. He was saying men should not vote for Kamala Harris. He said, now are you ready for this? He said, why would any man vote for a woman? I kid you not. I heard him say this myself.
Is this guy from the 1930s?
I don't know where he's from. The 1700s. And then, wait, that's not enough. And I'm not here just to make fun of people. I'm here to point out what is going on so many levels, not just race and gender, nationality. I mean, so many things. And he said, literally, he said, scientists have said, are you ready for this? If you vote for a woman, you will start transitioning into a woman.
From man to a woman.
From man to woman. If you're a man and you vote for a woman. Have you ever
I've never seen that happen. I can't understand why.
I mean, is that the most incredible thing you've ever heard?
And you know, there's other countries that have had women presidents, prime ministers, and all this. And I haven't seen any of those men turn into women.
No, I haven't either, unless they're transgender and they are really women who are reclaiming themselves.
Right.
So, this is like, oh my God. So, this whole thing of the separation, I can say the male chauvinism, or I could say the separation between male and female, is being fought for dramatically by people who are offended by childless cat ladies and so on. And
by the way, I just want to interject here.
yes,
I just joined a new group called White Dudes for Harris. Get
these are
that.
all men who
These
are
are
applying
all
to
men,
transition
white
into
men
women, right?
who are saying, we support Kamala Harris because we think she's the most qualified. We like her a lot.
So here it is. But I mean, I've never heard anything this blatant. Well, since the days when they said women couldn't vote because we had menstrual periods. So that is saying we are not better together
Right.
because we have to stay separate. And there was one more appalling thing that I heard today that I also cannot resist sharing with you. And then I want to really put this in the larger perspective. It was one of our presidential candidates said, and I heard him and I saw him. He said he didn't know that Kamala Harris was black. And then he went on to say that he thought she was Indian years ago. And then all of a sudden, in the last couple of years, she turned herself black. I will not deign to mention the name of this candidate. I mean, have a policy position that's different from this one or that, whatever. But to say things like that that's showing you how freaked out we are about better together.
Mm-hmm.
We have.
Oh, Robbie is here, and he says, hello, namaste, Kathmandu.
Hello, Robbie. We are better together. Kathmandu, USA, everywhere else that people come and watch
all
this
the way
program.
From Nepal.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So, why am I bringing this up? I hate partisanship, and I'm not. This is not about partisanship. This is about divisiveness. It's about that we are not better together. Now, first I want to answer the question. Are we better together? Greeks and Turks and Israelis and Palestinians and, oh my God, what's happening there? I can't believe what the government has done in Israel. And I do not blame the people, right? And here is another one.
Amy says, hi, Beth and James, and sends hearts of love and a big smile. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Welcome, welcome. So there are so many places that we are saying, no, we're not better together. We need to be better separate. It's called segregation. It's called apartheid. It's called racism. It's called chauvinism. It's called all of these things. Now, is it true? Is it true that we are not better together? Well, I'm going to give you an example of where it is true. How did you know? Well, how do you like that? Did you expect me to say that?
We like examples.
Well, I love to confuse my audience. Supposing you have two people on a team. It could be a work team. It could be an Olympics team. It could be a marriage. Two people on a team, let's say it's two, and one is consciously or unconsciously undermining the other. You say, oh no, that couldn't possibly happen. Why would a team undermine a teammate? Well, because of jealousy and competition within the team, correct?
I've seen that a lot, we're in a couple relationship where one of them wants to have the upper hand and then would try to suppress the other one to keep that.
Exactly. And so when that is the case, you're better off yourself, by yourself. And that, unfortunately, that happens. People will do that. In fact, this same presidential candidate today threw his vice presidential candidate under the bus because he was asked, is your vice presidential candidate ready on day one to take over if something happens to you? And he said, oh, nobody cares about the vice president anyway. You know, it's news for 3 days, and that's it. It's all about the president. He's separated from his own running mate. So,
Oh, Elizabeth says, James, can you hold your mic closer to your mouth, please? Thanks. I want to hear you.
thank you for
Yeah,
reminding
thank you.
him.
I've decided to make this my ice cream cone again tonight.
Okay, very good. And thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing that with us. So, when you're in competition with your own teammates, with your own wife, with a brother or sister, you know, your husband, your teammates, you want to get ahead so bad, and it happens in business all the time. You guys are supposed to be working together for the good of the company, and
Yeah, she just says much better.
yay. You're supposed to be working together for the good of the company, but you really want to be promoted to the vice president of the company. So you are going to consciously or unconsciously try to sabotage your teammate. So in those cases, as I said, you are better off alone, baby. Alone. And what happens when you act like you're a team and you really like, oh, yes, we're married, I really love my wife, but you are secretly, or husband, secretly undermining them. So you can't always tell by what people say. You have to pick it up about what they're doing, what they're saying. Let's say, oh, yeah, they're bringing you, they're not bringing you to meet their parents. I love you. I really love you, but I'm not never going to have you meet my parents. I am undermining your confidence and your value about, oh, yes, who you are. Or I don't want them to see that you're the wrong color. Or I don't want them to see that you're only a carpenter, whereas I am the vice president of some company that has no value anyway, whereas the carpenter is actually doing something of value. Okay, so this happens, and it happens a lot. We are all together. We are the Middle East. We are North America. We are, human beings. And we compete with one another and undermine each other. And that's not better together. But I want to get to the other side, the better together side. See, what this guy who said that men should never vote for a woman, what he doesn't realize is that the person who discovered the cure for the illness that might kill him might have been a woman or a person of a different race. It's all over history. Women, people of different races who are making huge contributions to the society in general. But he doesn't see that. He doesn't know that because he's so paranoid about his own feelings of inadequacy. I mean, by the way, he said that if you vote for a woman, you must be a mama's boy or something, or you're trying to get women to approve of you, right? Not because the woman has any value. So it's stupid. Would we rather eliminate all the great things that women have done? How many women have raised children to begin with, taught children, been scientists, artists, diplomats,
and statespersons. Presidents, premiers,
Yeah.
prime ministers.
But see, we're not seeing, and it could go the other way. If women, when women are talking about, men, blah, and then you have a son, and he's standing in the doorway listening to you as you're putting down men. Undermining his self-confidence and his sense of value. So are we better together? Yes, we are, because we need one another's gifts in order to solve the problems that face our world. I am heartbroken by what happened today when the Israeli government took out the main negotiator, peace negotiator from Hamas. I mean, of course, I'm not on the
By the
inside.
way, for people who don't understand the word, took out, assassinated.
Assassinated in Iran, which recently elected a reformist president,
A moderate.
a moderate. So maybe there are things about this situation that I don't understand, but I sure don't understand this. And I can tell you one thing, that it makes me feel, as a Jew, way less secure, because they've, like, why don't you just poke the pig, right? Because they're so busy being macho. This macho versus that macho. And you see, this is what is coming up for our nation. All the divisions, especially around male chauvinism and racism, all the divisions. You know, our nation, the United States of America, would be a completely different place if we did not have black people. Our music would be different, our culture would be different, our language would be different. Our history would be different. Some of the great jurists, black jurists, I mean, there are so many contributions. We are better together. Now, I want to say a little bit more about that. Today I had an experience of this with my somewhat male chauvinist sweetheart. Didn't we?
I can't apologize for my conditioning.
Well, it is conditioning, and I mean that's the sad thing. And some of this has been conditioned by the mothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women in China who bound the feet of their daughters. Women in Africa and in the Middle East who have continued female genital mutilation. So it's not all coming from men, by the way. So in the male chauvinist vision of the world, men have to be a step up, have to be better than. And in my world, where I grew up, women were better. It wasn't that they had to be better. It was just obvious that women were better, smarter, more powerful, and all of that. So and he came from an environment where it taught that the man is supposed to be on top. That does not make for good, better together, does it?
Nope, it don't.
So today we had a very interesting experience. James offered to do some work for me in promoting my latest programs. I'm doing some energy boosts. They're on YouTube and Facebook. Every 2 days or so, I do one. It just comes to me. I may be lying in bed all day, and then all of a sudden I get this chi, and I just stand there, and none of the boosts are more than 2 minutes, and some of them are like a minute. And there's one that including the introduction was over 2 minutes, so I lied. But it was the energy boost itself was under 2 minutes. And so he said, I've decided to overcome my male chauvinism, and I'm going to really help promote you. And I said, yay! Okay, but I'm nervous. So why am I nervous? Because I know that my darling husband has some
I'm technically challenged.
Technically challenged in a major way. So I'm thinking.
I was going to promote her in some social media that we had not been in before.
And he was going to go do it himself.
Yeah.
Which was not a good idea. And so I thought, what am I going to talk about tonight? I didn't have my topic yet. I had seen all these things about Kamala Harris not being black, and you shouldn't vote for a woman because you're going to turn into a man. And this is on a major news program network. It's one of the hosts. They didn't just dredge him out of a garbage can. So, and I feel for him. I mean, that's kind of sick thinking. So I thought, I don't know what to talk about. But I thought, I think I should try to work with James on this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started to occur to me that the topic was better together. Because I have tried. Oh, it looks like we have a late Nick.
Oh, Todd says, hi, I'm a little late, but I am here.
Okay,
Todd,
great.
Great to have you with us.
Great. Yes, Todd. So I thought, well, I have had trouble with the same kind of things that he said he was going to do. And I know what happens. I start out, and then you get all these directions. It says, oh, all you have to do is do this and this and this and this and this and this. And he said you're going to turn into a human. I think you said man.
No, Todd.
Oh, no.
He said you're going to turn into
a woman. Yeah.
But
So
maybe you didn't say
Maybe
that.
I misspoke that time, but I've said it over and over tonight.
Okay.
He said you're going to transition to a woman. Anyway, the point was that I get very nervous and upset when I have to take on these social media, TikTok, ding dong, whatever they are. And by ding dong, I don't mean the vice president, which she was called. But I hate trying to promote myself. I don't like it, and I hate trying to break into new social media. And I sat there and sort of was the primary person who was trying to work on getting us streaming on Instagram. By the way, that failed. This is the second time that failed for me. And then trying to figure out how we're going to get our energy boosts on TikTok. And James and I sat there together, and I know that I'm better at technology than James. But he said, well, hey, did you see this? And what about that? And we were working together. And guess what? He saw things that I did not see.
So you might say we were better together.
We
huh?
were better together. And not only did he see things that I didn't see, but I'm going to tell you the big thing for me about what this was like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always very agitated when I do this, and I always give up. You know, after like 5 million tries, I say, there's no point. Now, there are things that I will never give up, and like trying to stream this to you on Facebook and YouTube. I mean, I was at this for weeks and months trying to get this to work. But I noticed that just having James there, I was able to face it. See, this is the big thing that I really want to communicate to you tonight. When we are together, we have courage. We have stamina. We have forbearance. We have more tolerance.
We have support.
Because we have support, because there's love in our lives. And see, that's why if you have a partner who's trying to undermine you, it's terrible, because it looks like they're supposed to be on your side, but they're really undermining you, and you don't even know why. It's like, oh, I have no feet today. I wonder why. It's the feeling of love that gives us the courage to go on, the willingness to keep on keeping on.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this is why we need one another, not just for our talents and our gifts and our brilliance and our good looks, of course. We need each other for the emotional, spiritual support that keeps us going through the tough times. And this is just me trying to deal with social media. I mean, this is not, standing up to fire hoses and German shepherds like the civil rights movement people did. You wondered, how did they have the guts? I wondered about myself when I was in the anti-war movement, how I had the guts to stand up to the police when they were flying down with batons, banging, smashing our heads, or coming at me with a giant horse, and there I was, a little disabled woman, or any of the other things that happened to me. Where did I get the guts from? I got the guts from you, from others, and when I was alone, yeah, I pushed through, but it wasn't the same. And so I felt it today. So we have one video on TikTok now, and I'm under the name Granny
Rocks On.
Granny Rocks On.
Same name as this Facebook page.
Right. And so, because we're on Facebook.com, Granny Rocks On. And so we've got it up. Takes 2 minutes or a minute and a half to watch it, and you'll get some chi. I want to be with you. I want to be with you. I want to be with you. I want to be together, because together we are stronger. We have the love we need in our lives to help us to get through the tough times. Sometimes when we're sick, we just need someone to hold our hand and show that they care.
This also applies to friendships and also work situations. When I was an attorney, I tried to be a solo practitioner. And the people who were in law firms, who had group support and resources, they did much, much better. Because I had to try to do everything, figure out everything.
That's right. And we can't.
It would have been so much better to be with other lawyers, other staff.
So guys, whites, women, blues, greens, blacks, Hispanics,
Little green men
gays,
and women.
straights, Gazans, Israelis, Jews, Muslims, Indians, Muslims, Hindus. We are better together. We have more resources, more brain power,
It's a richer mix.
more skills, but mostly we have more support. Let's make this a moment where we turn around all of these forms of racism, sexism, homophobia, all of it, male chauvinism, and say, I am proud to stand with you because I need you.
Yeah.
Because I need you, and you need me, and we all need one another. And Todd said,
You're so right that we are better together.
we are better together. So
Thank you, Todd.
let's take a look at our behavior. I'm giving you an assignment. I like to do that. Look at your behavior. See where you're separating. See where you have bought into the idea that we need to compete with each other. Remember what I said about if you're in a team and your teammates are undermining you, or your husband or your wife or your brother says, run. Go somewhere else.
Todd has a wonderful comment.
What's that?
I am proud to stand with you because I need you, Beth.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I am proud to stand with you because I need you, Todd. And we need every one of you. Please like this show, and James. Like
And
this
James.
show, love this
Thank you,
show.
Todd.
Follow us on Facebook. And on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so that you will be notified when we are on. And share this message and all of my messages with others, because everybody needs to get this. This is the time to make this change so that we can come together to really address the issues that are destroying us on the inside as well as the outside. God bless. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Great to have you with us. Thanks for coming.
Don't
Bye
forget
for
to
now.
come back next Wednesday at 6:30
Yes,
p.m.
there you go.
and tomorrow night, Thursday at 7 p.m. This is Pacific time for our music.
Magical improv.
Magical improv. Okay.